Yeah. I do have acne. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omboy. Thank you so much for being here. Yet another day. Today is on Friday. Is it on Friday? Let me check. Is it on Friday? Yeah. Today is on Friday, the 28th of August. You're coming to the end of August. All I can say is I think August have been a mixture of everything, good, bad, ugly, in between, but mostly I have seen so much growth in the channel uh, for the month, and I'm keeping working on it. But here we are. I think I've on this month, August, I think I've met uh, lots of you guys here on the channel. Most of you subscribed. Most of you have continued hanging out with me. But I think for me, it's a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Oh, real time, fast like. How are you doing? Yeah. Okay, you're right on time. I think it's just 1 minute. I'm just 1 minute in. How are you doing? And how is your day? How are you? I'm good. Personally, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Feeling energetic, a little bit energetic than yesterday. Yesterday I was just, uh-huh. So how is it going? I'm good. Okay. Okay. What's the time where you're at? Oh, I'm assuming England is 2 hours behind Kenya, but I got the impression like you live in the US. So I'm like, ooh, it's quite early. People have not woken up in US. But anyway, when you join in, let me know where you're watching from. Today is on Friday. Of course, I did decide that I'm going to be filming Monday to Friday, so which means today we have two shows. This one and then the other one later on tonight. But anyway, I've been enjoying hanging out with you guys. Oh, it's one in UK. Oh, okay. I got the impression like you moved to the US or something. I'm too tired to argue today, so you'll be happy. Thank goodness for the first time. Okay, but anyway, me too. Like, I just want to hang out. Definitely, I have like little bit of like, of course, serious questions than yesterday's. Yesterday, I was not in the mood to like, to be able, for to be able to host conversations where like there's arguments, people are giving their opinion, you have to be in the energy to like, yeah. But anyway, I lived there for a year, then we moved back here. Oh, okay. How do you like it? Like, would you rather live in the US or in the UK? Which one is better according to you? Okay, or maybe not better. Which one is like more, like home? Because today I was thinking about the fact that right now they have tightened lots of immigration rules in the US, and I'm like, is it that good? Is it that good? Like, you know? But anyway, so we are out here to hang out, guys. Let me know how you're doing. Of course, we will have some random questions here as usual. Okay, let me see our first or our random question that will be on the screen. Okay. I don't know, I'm having a headache. It's not that good. Everything feels artificial there. Okay, from the food to the lifestyle. Wow, it's good to know, because I was thinking today, like, the truth is, with all the things that are going on, okay, the truth is, everybody wants to move there because, of course, you can make good money out there, and there's jobs and all of that. But then uh, I keep wondering, is it that great? Okay, like. Like right now, would people even still want to go on with moving out there? Okay, those of you who are just joining in, like the live stream, I would appreciate. that burger you posted looked yummy. Okay. Should I say thank you even though I didn't prepare it? But I like a burger once in a while, and that was a good one. Ooh. Okay, how are you doing, George? It's good to see you. Of course, let's do a little bit of hanging out here. Today is on Friday. What's your plan for Fridays? What do you do on Fridays, guys? Um, of course, we do have a question right there on the screen. Would you forgive cheating? Wow. I just felt like, I don't know, lots of acne. This water is too hot to handle. What do you guys do on Fridays? Also, let me know where you're watching from. So on Fridays, I'm in a season where like I just don't go out. So which means it's on Friday, I'm still going to be filming. So after this live stream, of course, you're gonna have the other one that we usually have at night. So yeah, these days Fridays are not that interesting for me. They're just another day. Although I get to watch lots of shows. Real Time says we can't eat the food when we go back and visit. Why? Because you're used to good food in the UK. That's nice. Corey says, hey, favorite piece of chocolate. How are you doing, Corey? And guys, like the live stream so that, okay, you know what? Like the live stream. Okay, I don't know if saying if you want to, but if you don't mind. Jojo says, the way you're eating these days, a pot belly is loading. Oh my, I don't think so. I do not think so. Actually, I've been losing weight because as I told you guys, I've been going through a health scare. Okay, so actually I've not eaten meat in a long time, to be really honest. Been eating vegetables. I'm one of those people. I can gain weight by my belly is remaining flat. Not to mention I walk everywhere. I don't have a car. Like right now, I just came from hanging some of the clothes that I just cleaned by hands. So I can see it happening, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Corey says, can you do me a favor and stay beautiful all day long? Okay, that's what I'm about. They put hormones and additives in all foods. Are they not preservatives? I think it's preservatives, right? Lots of preservatives. I think most Americans don't know how things naturally grow on the farm, but you can't blame, I think out there in the US it's like a capitalist society, so can we blame them? Most people are on medications of some kind. Okay, yeah, like right now, for example, I see mostly in the US people have to take supplements for like, you be seeing people taking supplements for collagen, supplements for protein, supplements for, let's say, fiber. And I think we also, other countries, we are copying from that. uh Although I do not think he's the best, because like, for example, out here you can just buy crops or whole foods from the farm, but I think it's mostly the culture. They are more developed, so which means their food is more processed. But that's interesting to hear. Okay. But when it comes to finances, which one do you think is better? Or maybe you're more likely to make good money, better money, US or UK? Okay, and let me know, guys, would you forgive cheating? No, not supplements. One of 3 of people are on. Wow. Okay, but also supplements. Almost everybody in the US takes some sort of supplements. Actually, I've been needing to like increase certain foods in my diet. And I'm just so scared of like starting to take, and I know supplements are not medication, but it's just like when you start relying on supplements, can you ever stop? You know, so I don't know about SS. How about, so you think everybody's on some sort of medication? That's interesting. That's interesting information. George says it doesn't matter if you have a car or not. Fat has no brakes circulating in your body. Okay. Do you think I could get fat, in your opinion? Okay, from maybe the little conversations that you've seen on the channel, how I carry my, do you think I could? Honestly, I think I could, but okay, see, when I'm not struggling in life, when I'm feeling comfortable, when I'm happy, I tend to gain weight, okay? But as far as, like, for example, I'm working on this channel, and I put most of my time. So for me, I have to be in like a really very comfort zone, or comfort zone where I'm not thinking about anything to get fat. But I can see myself getting. But anyway, if you've seen my parents, my dad is so slim. He's a tall man, and my mom is so small and she's short. So I don't know. I don't think I have the genes, although the food can cause that. Abud Barasa says hi. How are you doing? Real time says financially both work out the same, though property is cheaper there. Wow, property is cheaper in US, but I have seen these houses that are made out of wood that go for like $300,000, and I'm like, whoo. Okay, how much does a house go for? Like, for example, a 2-bedroom house. How much does a 2-bedroom house go for in the UK? Okay, uh, Judges, do you think you would gain weight if you usually walk? Okay, let's say you don't exercise, but you usually walk. You mostly do your house chores. For example, like I said, I just came from hanging some of my clothes outside that I hand wash. Although I do that once in a while, I mostly take my clothes to get cleaned by maybe the laundromat or something. We just traveled around Asia though, and that makes UK and US look awful. Okay, Asia is better in your opinion? Okay, guys, what continent would you move to without hesitation? Like, what do you think is your dream continent? Not country, continent. What do you think is a continent that you would like easily move to, or maybe stay at if you're already there, and you think is a good place? Okay. To be really honest, I think the last few years were like, I just feel like for me, Africa feels like home. Okay, although maybe I would have to travel so that I can be able to maybe give a more strong decision or whatever. Three times the same price, but our houses are smaller and less land. Oh, okay. So 300,000 pounds for a house. Wow. Yeah, yeah. I think it's more cheap out here. I think you can actually buy a land and build for less than that money out here. Asia or maybe Africa. Does that have to do with the cost of living? Okay. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream today. My good name is Womboy, and thank you so much for your continuous support, guys. Ooh, we've seen so much progress on the channel. Hopefully, we will get there. But anyway, today I just want to do a little bit of hanging out here. But other than that, would you forgive cheating? And let me know, what is your dream continent and why? Why would you like to maybe move there or be there, or why do you admire? I think right now, to be really honest, America have been like, I've wanted the American dream for a long time, okay? But I think right now it's becoming too overrated. Like, it's like, for example, especially, I don't know, I think right now they're stopping everything to make sure people don't move there or something. So I think right now I would say maybe stick in Africa or maybe Europe. I would say culture and weather mostly. Okay, culture and weather mostly. More tropical. You like a place that's more tropical? I think YouTube hates me. Okay, rephrase, retype again and then rephrase. I know. You know what? I think typing and the message not going out there, especially if it's something that you're really passionate about. Uh, I think that's awful, but anyway, we are here, we are here, we are here. Let me know how you are doing. Would you forgive cheating? And also, let me know what is your dream continent other than, and why? Okay, which place would you see yourself moving and why? For a long time, I've seen myself. I think I have liked the American dream. I like that most people, when they move to like the US, they're able to change their life and maybe live a more comfortable life when they go back to their country. But I think it's just becoming too overrated. And yeah, yeah, I think if I was to make good money when I'm out here, I think out here is even way better because you're close to family, it's more tropical, you feel at home, you're not scared. Not to mention there's lots of black people here, so which means you're more likely to feel like you don't have to, you don't have to worry about maybe discrimination and all of that, because I never realized that out here in Africa, or let's say me talk about Kenya, we never realize we are black until we start interacting with Americans or Europeans. Yeah, I think in real life being black is not an issue, but for example, when I come here on the channel, that's when I realize, oh, I'm black. I had kind of like forgotten. Okay. Wow, Georges, is your comment coming through? I don't know. So, welcome to the live stream, guys. Hello, hello. Let me know how you guys are doing. So, today I'm feeling more friendly, less of like the chaos we usually have here and drama. Yeah, but I think it's on Friday. It's only fair to have the strength. Okay, this water is so hot. Okay, Judge says, I can't forgive a cheating girlfriend. If I find her cheating, I will force her to get married to the guy. Okay, but it's none of your business. It's none of your business if you, it's none of your business to force her. It's okay for you to leave her, but forcing her to get married to the guy, I don't think so. I don't think so. Ooh. Okay, but you can't forgive as far as she's been under another man. That's it. Done. Real time says you have to try and see it from our point of view. When it comes to what, being black or whatever, I gotta tell you, in real life, like out here, I was just outside there, like right now, hanging clothes. It has never been about being black out here. I think that's one of the good perks about living in Africa. If you're black, everyone moving here. Oh, okay. What's the perspective? Okay, what's the perspective and why is it a problem? Insatiable is my name, says good morning. Good morning to you. How is Alabama? How are you doing? And it's been a hot minute before I say how have you been doing? August is coming to an end. Let me know. How was the month for you? And yeah, actually, you know what, guys? We are literally coming almost to the end of the year. September, October, November. We only have 4 months left. So I don't know. It's my business because she's been spending my money. Okay. Okay, but you can't force her to get married. You can't even force anybody to get married to you. Okay. Yeah. So it's 4 months towards the end of the year. Are you halfway to your goals? Do you think you're halfway there? I think when the year starts, most of us write down the things we want to accomplish. But it's a question of do we go through with the things or with the dreams? Brian, is it? Hey, is it Byron? Is it? Okay, forgive me for not being able to pronounce your name. Is it Byron? Brian? I don't know. How are you doing, Brian? Hi. Where are you watching me from? Insatiable says, yes, I'll forgive because God won't forgive me if I can't forgive, but I wouldn't take her back, okay? It's like, okay, you are, somebody else took you, let them have you, but I forgive you. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But I think when it comes to relationships, I think it's, if it's a girlfriend, it's easy, or if it's a boyfriend, it's easy to forgive. But when it comes to a husband, it's like, husband or wife is like, oh my god, I've trusted you with my body, you know. Yeah, actually, you know what? My answer is no, because you know what? When somebody when somebody's cheating on you, and see, you've trusted them with your body, they would bring home an infectious disease, and you end up being very sick, or like they infecting you. So I think playing those type of games is somebody playing with their life and maybe somebody else's life. Real time says, I imagine a million Europeans moving to Kenya each year. Imagine Europeans randomly attacking Kenyans in the cities. If that happens, you guys get attacked by immigrants. Okay, I can see that, because it's like, you're coming here, you're filling up our place, there's no opportunities anymore. Okay, so I can see that. But is it Brian? I don't know how to pronounce your name. No, you wouldn't forgive cheating. Okay, so it's Brian. Okay. Robert Goodyear says, cost of living in this world, it is not easy. The air we being given to us, this world is totally free. Whatever we are, faced it. Okay. So, which means, what do you mean? What is your dream continent, and where are you from, and what is your dream place? Okay, what we are talking here with real time is like, he's saying that we have to see, because I was saying my I had an American dream, but I think I've given that up, because it's like this place is just being so overrated. But real time is saying to see the perspective from you guys' or Americans or Europeans perspective. There's thousands of people moving to your countries. Would you be comfortable with that? So I can see that. Oh, US, you're from US. Okay, which state, if you don't mind? Real time says, imagine Kenyan courts letting Europeans off with crimes because they don't want to offend them. Okay. That can be a problem. I feel like if you move to a country, or like if you move here, you're supposed to obey the the laws of the land. Period. Brian says yes. Okay. Insatiable says, I have to, because the things I did wrong in my life, God won't forgive me. Okay. I have to do what I have to do to return every dime I spent on her. Okay, God, maybe not spend any dime on her. But see, I think you're saying it as if like she never invested anything in the relationship. You know, I feel like yes, you might give in cash, but she's also giving something. Will you return all the times that you've had fun with her? uh yes, there is only one kind of discrimination in our world today, and it is against us. Oh wow, that's interesting. Brian says Ohio. Ohio, wow, that's good. That's good. I think I only know, oh, there's Cincinnati, there's Cleveland. But anyway, would you forgive cheating, and why would you not? Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let me see if there's another silly question here. And also, I said, there's also another question, but I didn't type it. What is your dream continent? Not country, continent, or some place that you feel is way better than where you are at. Kenny, Kenny, how are you doing, Kenny? Good to see you. I can forgive cheating, but I'm still, you're still gonna end the relationship. Okay, what if your wife cheated? Okay, this is not like just a girlfriend boyfriend situation. This is somebody that maybe you have kids together, you have years history. Would you still end it? Would you still end it? Because I think when it comes to boyfriend and girlfriend, it's like, you know what, you know, if we, okay, it was a good time together, but we are not that intertwined, or like we are not that together. So You can go on with your life, have fun. Right, Africa? Okay, why Africa? Okay, I was saying the only, okay, I was saying apart from Africa, I would like to stay here because it feels like home, okay? And I said the other reason is this is the only place that you can be where like you will forget that you're black, okay? In my day-to-day activities, I don't remember that I'm black, okay? Oh, no, it's just not a thing. But when I come here, because I have a lot of most of you guys are not Kenyan or are not African, that's when I remember, oh, I'm black. Okay, so I would say maybe that's one reason why I would still want to be here. Real time sales. My advice would be for your fiance to move to Kenya and start your life there. Okay, you think that would be better? Why? Why would it be better? You have to look at where maybe there's more opportunities and all of that. Okay. Let me type another question that I have here. Today, I want us to be talking about random things, because it's on Friday and maybe we should ease up a little bit. Those of you seeing me for the first time, I think you would love it here. We normally have lots of conversations around everything, really. Yeah. So I think you would love it here. Kenny says, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would, because I will think she's always thinking of the other person, no matter marriage or time we've been together. Okay, this challenge, is it a challenge or it's just a thing or a trend that I've seen people doing, whereby let's say you're out in a whatever, and then a male friend tries to feed a female friend. Okay, I always thought about maybe that would plant doubts in your partner's mind, like, oh my god, that was really, okay, Africa. Why Africa? Lucy the Jolly, how are you doing, Lucy the Jolly? Good to see you. And if you just join into the chat, guys, like the live stream, I would appreciate that. Cheating is unacceptable. I can't forgive a cheater. Okay, would you like to be forgiven if you cheated? Actually, what if like they didn't mean it and it happened by mistake? They were at the wrong place at the wrong time, and the heat of the moment got to them, and they regret. They have remorse. Real time says if the discrimination is that bad in our countries, then he should go there. Is that bad in our countries? Then he should go there. Okay. Why? Oh wow, you're trying to be rude and sarcastic. Okay, no, it's just like I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, like just the same way that other people would say. Okay, I wouldn't. Maybe somebody else would say I wouldn't want to go to Africa because I would like to see people of my kind, and there's no people of my kind over there. So, yeah. Oh God, Matt, you're trouble. You like trouble real time. Matt, how are you doing? I think you said you're from Colorado. How are you doing? Lucy Joyce, I don't want nobody forgive me if I become a cheater. Okay. Hi. It depends on the type of cheating. If there were no emotions involved and it was just sex, you should forgive it. Just sex? Is that possible? Can you just maybe be into that without the emotion? Okay, I think men can, but I think even women can, but I think that's tough to be able to differentiate or to say, oh, they were not feeling it. Real time says, no, I'm being serious. If I felt unwanted in a country, I would want to leave too. Okay, but that's his country. Okay, why would you want to leave your country? Kenny says, if I found out my wife was cheating, she probably was cheating way before I just found out. Okay, so no forgiveness. Matt says, yes, I am trouble, and yes, I'm from Colorado. Good to see you again. Okay. Good to see you too. Okay. So most of you said you would never forgive cheating, but Matt says that like if it was just sex, you should forgive. Hmm. Matt says if it was just sexual, forgive it one time and lay down the law and tell them not to ever do it again or you will leave. Okay? How will you know if they do it again? What if they are so good at hiding it? Uh, how will you know? Judge says, one boy, I'm not writing anything again. Let me be a spectator and just watch and listen. You can't express anything here. We check your channel settings. Okay. I have checked. Okay. I just think it's just YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I have checked. I do not have any like, you know, keywords to remove. I don't have that. Okay. Real time says, if I get a Kenyan passport, is Kenya now my country too? Yes, because you're a citizen. How do you think about that? Okay, there's another question here, guys. Okay, and maybe these people who are a little bit older would answer better. Uh, why is it like most friendships just kind of like naturally die out? You know, you just stop being friends. And I think because I think when we are young, it's just like we think we are gonna be friends forever or know each other forever. But it's like something that I've realized with time is like it's like maybe you end up with no friends, or let's say you don't hang out anymore. No bad blood, but just that. Okay. But honestly, I would like to know real time. You said if I get a Kenyan passport, is Kenya now my country too? I would think so, because you've become a citizen, which means you're paying taxes, you're contributing to development. Or what happens with that? You don't believe so? You don't believe so? Okay, those of you who just joined in, my name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, today we are being a little bit light and all of that. Yeah. I prevailed. How do you think I prevailed? Anyone who forgives cheating should not exist. Why? What if you love? You have to realize that you love the person. You love the person, like you can't imagine, and maybe sometimes you're just so lost in. But I think maybe sometimes codependency can make it very hard to maybe end the relationship. Insatiable says, forget that if you cheat, you don't get a second chance because you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Okay, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Wow. George says it dies out because the person is not up to your vibe. The individual is dead boring. Okay. Maybe do you think, because honestly I have had friendships and how they ended is just like there was no bad blood. We just kind of like started not talking slowly by slowly. Eventually you don't know what's going on in my life, I don't know what's going in yours, so which means you just kind of just stop talking. But I feel like also sometimes friendships can end as a result of jealousy, or let's say you're going different paths. For example, people who I was friends with and they have children, they think I'm too immature for their liking, because when you don't have responsibilities, yes, I'm not that okay. I am mature, but like without responsibilities is like you can be a little bit immature. So people that I was friends with, those who have children, I think we have kind of like stopped hanging out a little bit. Okay, for some people I think it's like I think different stages of life. But I don't know. Maybe for those people who are a little bit older can tell me, because I'm just 24, so which means I have not seen all the friends, my friendships die out. But yeah, Matt says, I have two friends I've known for over 35 years. Wow. What is the secret to maintaining friendships that long? That one, Navy says, hey, Wamboy, hey, you. Real time says, so if 50 million Europeans decide to move to Kenya tomorrow and be citizens, it is now their country. If they became citizens in the through the correct channels legally, who am I to say that they are not Kenyan citizens? Okay, who am I? Do you guys think if the situation that is being given here, okay, 50 million Europeans move to Kenya, they become citizens through the right channels? Do you think they are citizens, or do you think that's their country? Okay, but you know what? There is a difference between legal immigration and colonization. Get that right. I Prevailed says, if you claim to love me but cheat, then you never loved me enough to make the claim. Okay. Yeah. No, it's the heat of the moment. Like, it's in the heat of the moment. Okay. Matt says, do you remember you were the one that we talked about Kenya and made me think about moving there instead of Sardinia? Yeah. Yeah. You see, I remember that you're from Colorado. Okay. Okay. Do you still want to move to Kenya, or you want to move to Sardinia? Sardinia. Was it in Italy? George says, Wamboy, there is nothing like love. We just coexist. Ooh. So you think love is not real? Why? Have you been heartbroken before? We just coexist. Insatiable is my name says, plus cheating is not a mistake. I don't know why people say it is. You could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or let's say, for example, some people, I like watching such shows, okay? I've seen some people say that there's something they were not getting in their relationship at the moment. Let's say they were not getting intimacy at the moment. So, which means they're starved. Anyway, I'm kidding. But basically, I think most people have expressed that there's something they were not getting from their relationship at the moment. So, yeah. I agree. You agree? I Prevailed. Matt says, the secret to maintaining friendships is communication. Okay. Wow, I would like to have friendships for over 35 years, or maybe until death. Okay. I think right now I have two friendships that we kind of like keep the talking, and one of them is my male friend. I don't know what will happen if he gets married and I get married, because sometimes you do have to respect your partners with the friendships. Maybe that also can lead to friendship breakups. Those of you who are just joining in, would you forgive cheating, and why do you think friendships sometimes just end or dry out or whatever, no such thing as the heat of the moment. If you want to get you want to get hot, then go get your partner to fix it alone in your bedroom. Okay. Real time says, regardless, I don't think you would be saying that if it actually happened. Kenyans already forced out the British. Some people who were even born there. Okay, what do you guys think about this? If a bunch of people move to another country through the right channels legally, okay, they become citizens. Does that make that country their country? Okay, I think so, because look at all the and I'm not saying in a bad way, but look at all the South Africans who we all know that they've moved there and they've become citizens, and I don't think they're treated any less than citizens of South Africa, Insatiable says, the secret to maintaining friendship is loyalty. Okay. But is it enough? Okay, you can be loyal, but let's say you are in different seasons of your life. Judge says, for me, I don't babysit my girlfriend. She has to stand up for herself and stop nagging. Okay. So you don't like your girlfriend to be clingy, to want the extra attention. That's interesting. They moved to Kenya legally. Okay. They moved to Kenya legally. Oh God, stop. Ah, but okay, by befriending. Okay, let's not get there because you said you don't want to argue today. Okay, but you think the colonizers moved to Kenya legally? Mm? Are you sure? It doesn't make it their country. Hey, they become part of the country like everyone else. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Hmm. But it's interesting. Sushi, Jumbo, how are you doing? Okay, let me know what is your dream continent or a place that maybe that's not where you're at, but you would see yourself moving there. Uh, my country's king died today. A dead grandma died yesterday. Okay, who is your country's king? There was no law for them to break. There was no law for them to break. Okay, so they were taking advantage of the situation. Okay, but you can't say that they were moving illegally. I think I think that's being ignorant. What country? Kenya. I am Kenyan. Sorry, Sushi. R.I.P. King Horan of Norway. Oh, wow. I didn't know there's a king who passed away. Yeah, I was cleaning clothes, so I never got to maybe scroll and see. If it is not illegal, then it is legal. Okay. So, but look, for example, look at Australia. Okay. Uh, look at how Australia came to be. Okay, the people of the land, they allowed these people in, and now their country belongs to all of them, right? Love doesn't exist. George says love doesn't exist because we are used to each other. That getting used to each other is confused by love. Okay, getting used to each other. So you don't think you'll ever be in love? That's just how it works. Okay, he ain't the king of. He ain't the king of shit now. Okay, you against him? All the worldly, what are they called? Seats and positions, we leave them here, but we gotta respect the position that they held while they were here. Would you date someone your friends used to date? Would you date someone your friends used to date? Real time says you can say it is wrong, but if those people did not have laws or government, you cannot appeal to the legality of anything. Okay, yeah, but it's morally wrong, right? Would you date someone your friends used to date? Okay, let's say you're so in love with them, you really like them, you liked them even when they were in a relationship with your friend, but now the relationship is over, so they are single and you're single. So would you date them? Love hurts. I never want to get to that point. Okay, so you've been heartbroken before. Would you date someone your friends used to date? Insatiable says no, because it's about respect. Okay, it's about respect. Okay. Yeah, no, I think no, because I think, okay, if it works out, it was worth risking the friendship, but most probably it will not work out, which means was it worth it to risk losing the friendship that you could have for years? So for me, it's all about, is it worth it? uh Golden, your comment didn't come through, but I saw you wrote me. Well, who decided what is right or wrong? Okay. Oh, okay, what, humanity. Okay, I think most people do hide behind like, um, what would you do religiously? But let's talk about human. What would you do human wise? Maybe. Okay, would you date someone your friends used to date? That's a tough question, right? Okay, this water is too hot for me. But it depends on what you mean by used to date. If they were in a full relationship, you should not date them. They were in a full relationship, they've been physical and intimate. Yes, but their relationship did not work. Okay. Plus, why would I want to go behind my friend? Okay, yeah. I think for me is literally when it comes to that, if I would date someone that used to be girlfriend or boyfriend to my friend, it's just like no. It's just like no. I don't think it's worth to risk the friendship. Uh, Golden says, "I'm white. Is that okay with you, or am I not welcomed here since we are different skin colors?" Yeah, you're so welcome. Actually, quick enough, you realize almost everybody in here, apart from me and maybe, I don't know, maybe Georges and maybe Kenny. I don't know, but most of these people who are chatting here, actually, I would assume white. Real time said, okay. Mm-hmm. Real time says, I would argue that the good outweighed the bad with colonization. Oh God, yeah, that I think that's your territory. Okay, thank goodness you didn't exist around that time. I think you would have tortured many. I'm kidding. Matt says, if it was not that long of a relationship, they are free for you to date. Let's say 6 months at least. Yeah. You're welcome, Golden. Okay. Yeah. So I think you're welcome here. They usually come on here, they terrorize me. But all in all, they remain here. They always show up. So I think you're also welcome. Georgia says, no, I have never been heartbroken before because I pretend to love and care. And then when the relationship is over, I go party. Freedom is here again. Wow. Oh my God. Lord, protect me from such men. Are you from Kenya? Yes, I am. Where are you from? We have a okay. Okay, I think you guys have been answering. Uh, how would you feel is if your friend dated somebody that you used to date? How would you feel if your friend dated somebody you used to date? Okay. And see what I'm talking about, Golden? Like what you said, like, are you welcome here? That's what I'm talking about. Like in real life, uh, I never have to think that I'm another skin color. Uh, do you think Elliot Wekesa is good? Who is that? I don't know them. One boy, see your life. See my life. Okay. Okay. Lord. Okay, how would you feel? How would you feel if your friend dated somebody that you used to date? You don't want the person back. You don't, you know, okay, no bad blood, but you don't want them back. But your friend is dating them. How do you not know him? 1 million people in Kenya think he's God. I just don't know him. Okay, you have to understand. I actually don't keep up with lots of things. Okay, what is the name of that runner? Okay, but I don't know. What does he do? What is he about? Real time says, I used to think the opposite, believe it or not. After studying the continent for years, my perspective on everything changed though. Okay, really? That's surprising. Speak Kenya? What do you mean speak Kenya? How do I speak Kenya? Oh, do you mean speak Swahili? Speak Swahili? No, I can't. If when I speak, if I decide to speak Swahili, like we wouldn't have a show here. Most of these people, even people who are from Africa watching here, they don't speak Swahili. So I don't know. Speak it? No. No, speak Kenyan. Speak Kenyan. You guys want me to speak Kenyan? And first of all, there's no language like Kenyan. Okay, there's only Swahili and local languages. But no, I will not speak Kenyan. If I speak in Swahili, I feel like most people will not understand me. Uh, what do you prefer? Traditional values or modern values? Yes, there's 68 different languages in Kenya. Yeah, no, there's lots of them. I'm aware of like 47. Real time says just make it up as you go. Okay. Mara says I had a relationship with a woman that had been with a good friend for several years. We hit it off, and I asked him if I could date her, and he said yes. He gave me his blessings. Okay, but was your friendship the same again after that? Okay, I honestly I think it would be weird. Let's say you end up having like an event where you guys, all of you have to be there, and then you gotta, and they have already, let's say for example, being intimate with them. I think that's kind of like, ooh. Yvonne Wanjiru, hi. Traditional. Okay, there's a question here. Would you prefer traditional values or modern values, and why? Would you prefer traditional values or modern values? I think most men would go with traditional values, because I think most people want to have that aspect of like the women being more feminine, being more laid back, being more behind the scenes. My phone is off. Okay. I was like, my phone is dying. Okay. I think most men, and also maybe women, even I think also most women, I think we would prefer if the guy is like traditional, like a traditional provider and all of that. So I feel like both men and women, we want the women. Okay, guys want the women to be traditional, and women want the men to be traditional, but nobody is willing to like, what is it called, to do the traditional things. Okay, both sides, I think. Do you live in Kenya? Yes. There are hippos on your backyard? Yes, there is. Yeah, they're actually roommates. Oh, okay. For those who are just, oh my, those who are just joining in, my name is Womboy. I'm from a land far, far away. Okay, where? Far, far away where? I don't think there's any. Okay, it could be far, far away, but where? Wow. Where is that? Where is that located? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My name is Womboy. Okay, we do have a question here. Would you prefer traditional values or modern values? This water is too hot. Too hot to handle. Too hot to handle. Wow, well, I feel in pain. Speak an African language. Which one? You tell me. You want me to speak Swahili? Ukaje? Kanatam, you've come? How is Mauritiana? Mauritiana. Why don't you want to speak your language? You can't force me to speak my language. No, the reason why I don't want to speak my language is because I have people from everywhere here and they don't know how to speak my language, and I want to be able to communicate with people from different places. Okay, I want to be able to speak with people from South Africa, from Nigeria. I want to be able to speak with people from Australia, from Papua New Guinea. I want to be able to speak with people from Haiti, Jamaica, you know, West Indies, Trinidad and Tobago, all of those places. Yeah, thank you, Brian. Okay. He's like, I don't know why people like to like just come here and like kind of like force me into speaking something. The truth is I know how to speak my mother tongue, okay? And I know how to speak Swahili. So which means it's not a question of like me trying to learn Swahili and maybe not, it's not like I'm not proud to be Kenyan or whatever. I speak my language to the people that understand. Okay. So thank you so much, Brian. It's shitty, all things considered. Okay, so you say Mauritiana is shitty. Okay, would you want to move to Kenya? Okay, would you prefer traditional values or modern values when it comes to relationships? Okay, I said I think everybody, men and women, we want traditional people, but we are not willing to be traditional ourselves. Okay, oh, man says they want a traditional woman, but they're not willing to be traditional. Okay, they still want to split the bill. Okay, so that's what I think. What are you eating? Grapes. And some biscuits. What do you call this? Do you call these cookies in the US? Yeah, some biscuits. My soul bright. Oh, eating your soul biscuits. Yeah, biscuits. Oh, that's what you call them in Mauritiana. I don't know. I think they call these cookies. Okay, would you prefer traditional values or modern values? Oh, today is really hot. 76 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really hot out here. Very hot. Very, very hot. Okay, keep telling me where you're watching me from, guys. You can answer the question. You have a couple of questions here. But also it's Friday, which means we are in the mood of hanging out. No, we call them. Wow. We call them. Ooh, wow. I don't know how to read that. Besquit. 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 Biscuit. That's Arabic. Oh, you speak Arabic in Mauritiana. That's interesting. I don't know how to read that. Please type in English. See what I'm saying? If we are to speak our own languages here, nobody would be able to communicate. Because this thing translated whatever you wrote to office sheet, more of a dialect called Hisania. So it's not Arabic. Oh wow, not Arabic. More of a, oh okay. So not Arabic at all. That's pretty interesting. No one speaks modern Arabic. Oh, but you guys can understand, right? I think speaking Arabic is really cool. Wow, why am I feeling? It's more of a writing language. Okay. Yeah. Like for example, out here also English is more okay. It's used, but maybe a mixture of Swahili and English and other languages. But it's mostly something that we use to write letters for official reasons only. Otherwise, no, we just use our own languages. Swahili, English. No, not English, Swahili and other languages. So, wow. I don't know why, I'm just feeling this sharp pain in my. Yeah, it's mostly used to for documents and poetry, okay? But it's your official language. English is not your official language, right? I want to get my medicine, but wow. Yeah, we don't have Tylenol here, but I have this Tylenol from the US. It's really like it helps with the headache. Instant. Yeah, Arabic and French are of official language. Oh, so you know how to speak French? Wow. And how do you learn English? This medicine is really sweet. our English speaking population is small, okay? Okay. But why not learn English? But because with English you can communicate with more people. You wouldn't believe it, okay? And how did you learn? So you just taught yourself. You know what? I think okay. I think yes, these African countries who speak French, but I think learning English is better than learning French, in my opinion, because with English you can communicate with many people, like, and it's many countries who speak that. So with English you can communicate with all African countries, um, and maybe mostly you can even go to Asia, and most of them do speak English, or they understand at least. uh Brian says, are you married? No, but I am engaged. I am engaged, so, but I'm not married. Karatam says, our education ministry is stupid. Okay. Yeah, because maybe they just don't want to do that, because it's like they've been teaching French for years, but it's like, yeah, I think English would do better. Not to mention, people would have more opportunities with English. So if I would come to Mauritius, I could teach English with an accent. Okay. I mostly learned it through movies and Google. But can you speak it? Or you only use English for typing? Can you speak it? Like, can you speak it? Hmm. Yeah. All I just wish is, like, I wish I would have taken more other languages in school. But anyway, I think for me English is just pretty nice. I don't regret learning English. And my drive to learn it was to watch cartoons with it. Oh, okay. But can you speak it? Okay, and those of you who are just joining in, my name is Wambo. You can ask me any question. Also, we do have like 2 questions. Oh, actually, I think 3 or 4 here. Would you forgive cheating? Would you prefer traditional values or modern values? Okay, so I think those are, yeah, my pronunciation is decent. Decent, okay. Wow. Well, I think that's admirable, to teach yourself a language. That's admirable. I've been trying to learn German, but I keep taking breaks. But I gotta say, learning a language and being able to use it appropriately is really like, yeah. Yeah, we do learn English. I think every Kenyan here can speak English, especially if you've been through school. You do understand English. Okay, let me see another fun question. Why do you think people are becoming less religious and more traditional? Yeah, it's hard to learn a language when you don't when you don't find people to communicate with. I already read the message. Okay, yeah, I think it's hard. Okay, but maybe watching or like listening to things that are in English, it's a good option. Yeah, it honestly, I think it really helps. It really helps to improve in the language. Yes, it is. It's hard to learn a language when you can't find someone to communicate with. Okay, okay, yeah. Hopefully, by being here on the channel, uh, and maybe by other things that you do during the day, you can at least find people to talk with. Although you're not talking it out loud, but I think. Sorry, I had to just correct some errors. Okay, what do you think? Uh, why do you think? Bec- why do you think people are becoming less religious or traditional? Why do you think people are becoming less religious or traditional? Okay. I think personally, I think my answer would be I think people are associating more trauma to religion and traditions. Okay. There are so many I think in my opinion I think there are so many traditions that are so behind, and the moment you start, let's say you've gone through traumatic situations in your life. Okay. So the moment you start associating these traumas with the religion, you will not want to be part of the religion, right? When it comes to traditions, for example, I've been watching these shows where I always hear these men saying, oh, they want a traditional woman. But then the women are, we are associating, you're associating the tradition to trauma. Okay, we are associating the tradition to abuse. Okay, we are associating the tradition to manipulation. We are associating the religion to all of these things, gaslighting, manipulation. So yeah, I think it's because religion and traditions are being more associated with trauma. Don't know, you can't put it on education because educated people will be even against tradition more than religion. Okay. Oh, I thought you said less religious and more traditional. No, I'm saying, I'm saying, why do you think people are becoming less religious or traditional? So they are becoming less religious and less traditional. Yeah. I just feel it's because we are associating most of the traditions, most of the religion to trauma that, let's say, we've had over the years. I would say. By the way, when we're speaking of traditions, have you seen our weird beauty standards? No, fill me in. I don't know beauty standards in Mauritiana. Okay. No, I'm waiting for you to fill me in, guys. But you can comment, why do you think people are becoming less religious and less traditional? Yeah, I'm just saying I think it's just because we are associating lots of trauma and pain to these things. For example, all the times that I've thought twice about religion is because I am associating with a particular type of pain that I've gone through in my life. Okay. I think about traditions, I think about all the women who have been mistreated, who have been in the wrong type of relationships. So it's just so hard to get over that and to see the positive side to these traditions and to see something positive out of that. Okay, for example, one of the positive things is like, for example, out here, one of the positive things about the traditions is like all the children belonged to one father, okay, in that house, and there was no question, because you know why? They were getting married pretty early, which means there's no time to test here and there or to even get pregnant. So which means one of the positive sides about the tradition is like we had children who belonged to the same, maybe father and mother, so there was no baby mama baby daddy situation. Okay, so that's one of the positive sides of the tradition, okay? But on the other hand, the negatives, look at the age where like people would get married, okay? Young girls, okay? Look at the age. Look at the fact that they couldn't go after their dreams, okay? They had to depend on their men. So all of these things, I think the negatives about tradition outweigh the positives. The blue, fatness is highly desired in women here. It's really weird. Here, also here, I think it's an African thing. Yeah. No, not being curvaceous here is really desired. Like, see how I am, like not so huge because I'm not curvaceous. I don't think most people's type out here. But I think in the Western world, I am in the Western world, I'm actually what people are looking for in the Western. But I'm not gassing myself up. But I'm just saying, like in the Western world, people are not looking for curvaceous. They're actually looking for slim ladies and stuff. Here, if you're not curvaceous, you're not everybody's type. Okay, which it's pretty weird actually, to be really honest. But I think people also wonder why, like African women want to be like Western men. That's another reason, because here, let's say you're not appreciated enough because you're small, because you're dark. But out there, you're literally exotic. You're they want you small and portable. You know. I personally find it disgusting. I hate it, and I'm apparently the weird one in my friends group. Okay, yeah. It's okay to like something different. It's okay to like something different, but it's very rare. Yeah, African men want curvaceous. Yeah, I think it's usually because you know what? Out here, being huge or being fat is associated to doing well in life. So, yes, and it really is. It's associated with doing well in life. So if you're fat here, you're not considered to be like obese. You're not considered to be all of those things. You're just considered to be doing well in life, to have some money. So it's weird, but that's how we think. Okay, let me know a beauty standard in your country that you think is really weird. Yeah. But I don't think they're wanting curvaceous. I also admire curvaceous women. I think they have all that going on. But it's like, yeah, why is it like almost everybody wants that? How about everybody? Yes, how about us who are not that big? Who are we gonna date? Yeah. Also, I think another beauty standard is like shortness when it comes to women. Everybody wants the women to be short. Okay. And here, okay, I think like for example, I'm 5'7". That's considered tall. That's considered tall here. They look like a bag of melted butter. Okay. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say it's just funny how like we are all going for one type of look, you know. Let me know some of the weird beauty standards from where you're from. Kanatam says in Mauritiana, everybody wants curvaceous people, curvaceous women. I'm saying it's also the same here in Kenya. It's actually like a beauty standard or something. So yeah, and like if you're slim here, it's just like they think you're supposed to be eating. Cheating is in your mouth, forgive is in your heart. Okay, so you're definitely forgiving. I mean, our beauty here isn't about curvaceous, it's just blah. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because here, yes, like it's about curvaceous here. Okay, let me know some of the beauty standard in your country, guys. And welcome to the channel, guys. If you don't mind, you can like the live stream. Let me know some of the beauty standard. Also, we do have 2 questions on the screen, so you can choose whichever you want to answer. Forgive is in your heart, so definitely forgiving. Wolof women here are curvaceous, and apparently they look like men to my friends. Wow, maybe you need to change your friend group. They look like men. Yeah. How about slim? Yeah. Beauty standards. I think out here the reason why being huge is a thing because most of us are not. Okay, so being curvaceous is considered to be successful. Being a man having the belly is considered to be successful because it's rare. Okay, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Maybe if everybody all of a sudden became obsessed with like being fit, maybe that also, maybe the beauty standard would also change. Can guys, welcome to the live stream. You can say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Which country are you from? Um, I also did have another question about which is your dream country? What is your dream country? Dream continent, and all of that. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. We do have some two questions here. Um, and let me know some of the beauty standards that you think are unrealistic. Wow. Anyway, let's change the subject. No, we do. Okay, why do you think people are becoming less religious or traditional? That's the question that's up. Okay. For me, I think I can just hang out. I honestly, but it's weird, especially when I'm not saying anything, because I kind of feel like you guys are sitting on the other end, staring at me. uh, but see, if you think about a live stream, you think like it's just you're recording yourself. The answer is always education. Okay. Hmm. Okay, no, I don't think so. I think it's trauma. Okay, so but I was saying, like I can sit here on a live stream because I kind of feel like I'm hanging out with you guys, but I know it's like it's weird, especially when I'm not saying anything because it's like, what are you doing? Are you gonna sit here and stare at you, boy? Okay, but anyway, how many minutes? We do have 15 more minutes here on the live stream, guys. Today is on Friday. Let me know what you're doing for the day. What are you doing for the day? Educated people are less likely to believe in fairies or myths. Okay, do you believe in do you believe in, are you religious? Okay, it's like you feel, okay, it's like you feel like you're too smart for that. Too smart to believe things just so that you can believe. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, because for you to trust and to have faith, you have to stop questioning. As the generations get smarter, they become spiritually weaker. Okay. Okay. Let me know, Brian Rington. I would like to know how to pronounce your name, but anyway, let me know, what do you think when it comes to religion? Do you think it's a myth? Yeah, I think the more you get educated, the more you start seeing through the bull. And as silly as that sounds, um Yeah, yeah. Because personally, let me tell you, I was, I believe, 100% without question. Okay, but and then I got to university, and then that's the time I started asking if I was not if I was okay. Actually, what made me to start questioning is like I started living with my Muslim roommates, okay, and my friends. They are literally my friends. Actually, one of the girls is literally my friend up to date. We were literally best friends, okay. But I started asking questions to the effect of, she told me that growing up they would be told that, you don't eat at pagans house, quote unquote, other religions, okay. And growing up I was also kind of like taught the same. So I was like, if if I was born in an Islam house, I would become Islam. So the reason why I'm Christian is because I was born in a Christian household, okay? Then I started to question, like, so which means all this hate is made up because I'm who I am religiously, because of, let's say, the place that I was born in, my parents, what they believed in. So see, I think that kind of like opened my eyes, and that's why I started becoming more and more open, wanting to know. You have it right. Okay. Yeah, yeah, but I think that's a good. I'm gonna write that. I've never heard anybody talk about it like that. As the generations get smarter, they become spiritually weaker. But I think, I think that's something that when somebody asks me, that's something that I can see myself saying. Okay, that's nice. Uh, Kanatam says, I'm religious, not really. I'm kind of dumb. Not really. I'm kind of dumb. Okay. Okay, I understand in Mauritania most people are mostly Islam. So, are you Islam? My name, you have it right. Okay. Oh, it's Brian. Okay. It's because I've always seen it spelled with an I. So I think that's why. Okay, I would like to write whatever you said, because honestly, I can see myself responding with that some other time. Okay. So I have your name right. Hmm. Okay. So I don't know. But see, the Bible also says that, the knowledge, I don't know, there's somewhere where people usually quote, kind of like saying, we will die from knowledge, or like this knowledge that we will have will, I don't know, anyone who knows that, whatever that says, like, we will, I don't know, God, what does that thing say? Maybe I'll research and I'll tell you guys another time. But basically it kind of says we will die from just thinking that we know a lot, or the knowledge will be the beginning of our end. I don't know, but I have heard that it's like, yes, uh and about 1% is Christian, or 1% is Christian in Mauritania. Wow, that's such a small number. Okay, but do you see Christians differently? Okay, to be really honest, I just think, what if these religions that we are in, if they want to make it, one thing that we should actually all quit is seeing other religions as a threat. I think maybe that would be a nice move, because at the end of the day, uh differently. No, yeah, no, like the question is, do you see other religions differently? Like, uh it's like what I said. When I started living with my friends, they would tell me that growing up they were not allowed to eat in Christian households. So it's like, do you have like a bad perspective about it, just because they are just because they are not Islam like you are? You know what I'm saying? Because I think most people, we are like that. It's like no, it's like if you're not Christian, it's like no. Atut, you said you're from Suriname. You're from a country called Suriname. That's interesting. What's the see? I remember. I think you said you're from Suriname in South America. What's the time? The time is 4:51 p.m. 4:51 p.m. Kanatam says, I don't really care. I have my religion and they have theirs. Okay, I think that's a good way to see it. That's a good way to see it. Okay. Yeah, because most people don't see past that. Yeah. So me too. I think me too. I just do not care about what other people believe in. I do care because I have to respect what they believe in. But that's the point. Is like, oh, who cares? At the end of the day, we are all humans. Okay, what's the time in South America? In is it Suriname? Guys, you've ever heard of a country called Suriname? Yesterday, my first time, I saw somebody on the channel in a country called Suriname. 16:52 p.m. Where you at? Wow, that's interesting because I think most countries in South America have a different time zone. Ooh, wow, that's interesting. Oh, you're not in South America? Am I confused or something? Oh, Kenya? Oh my god, there's somebody who came on here and said that they're from Suriname. Who are they? They kind of had a name like yours. Guys, welcome to the live stream. You're actually winding up, winding down. What do you eat? Grapes. I'm eating grapes, grapes. I'm not gonna really demean or ridicule them for their religion. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, but I think there's lots of demeaning in your soul. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let me see if there's another silly question. I am into the deep conversations here, but also sometimes I like us to have some fun. Wow. Oh, tumefika. Hei niaje? Poa sana. And me 100k shillings. Okay. Person, how are you doing, tumefika? Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, you're joining towards the end, but I appreciate you joining into the live stream. Okay. So, is replying K actually rude? Okay. You grew up somewhere? Nilikuwa mahali. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Say one boy, can you expand your domain? What do you mean? Can I expand my domain? What do you mean? Do you know Swahili? Yes, I know Swahili. That do I look like I don't know Swahili? Hmm. I think that's nasty. What you mean expand my domain? I just not the phrase. Okay. Yes. Okay. I thought you might know it. No, I just don't know that. I don't know what that means. I'm a type of person who will say when I don't understand something. Okay, let me ask, this will be our last question. Is replying K actually rude? Kamuuliza Mswahili wajua Kiswahili. Uh-huh. You know what? I think people expect me, because I'm Kenyan, people expect me to be speaking Swahili all the time. But uh, the truth is, if I've not, mhm, if I speak Swahili, is like I can't be able to create such a platform. I think I can, but I cannot really, because see, because yeah, you can lock many people out. Is replying K actually rude? Okay, let me ask this. Can you say hey in Swahili? Sasa. There's lots of words to say hey in Swahili. You can say sasa, S-A-S-A. You can say sasa. Oh my god, those cats. You can say sasa. You can say mambo. Yeah, cats having a battle. Yeah, you can say mambo, M-A-M-B-O. Yeah, and then you can say sasa mambo. You can say jambo, Jambo. You can say, well, what else? The Swahili in the chat, Swahili people. Mambo, you can say sasa, but I think sasa is very common. If you want it in like in official form, you can say habari, 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 or you can say habari yako. Okay, cats having a battle, yeah. Yeah, official, you can say habari, Habari. Habari. K is just a short of K, okay? You know what? The K, no. I think there was a season and a time that I was so interested in like the short form typing and the chatting. I just type the whole thing. I might not know the slang. So, yeah. I think K for me is like, it's not rude, but it's like, I'm not interested if that's how you're speaking. Because it will just take you an extra, I don't know, 0 second to like type the whole thing. Okay, uh mambo, okay. Habari gani? Yes, habari gani, that's a thing. Jambo, yes. Hakuna matata for tourists. Yeah, there's no problem. Say Brian in your language. I would say, if I'm saying with a Swahili kind of like, is it intonation? I would say Brian. Oh, in Swahili I would say brayo. I would say brayo. Brayo. Or in my mother tongue I would say Brian. In Swahili I would say brayo. Maybe a short form. Brayo. Is just too casual. You think Swahili is too casual? Oh. Teach them your native. My native? Okay, you that they would never understand that, right? Because it's long words. Brian known for cheetah. Yeah, I know. Okay, how do you how do you like your name in Swahili and in my mother tongue? Yeah, you'd say Brian, Brian. Okay, is replying K actually rude in your opinion? No, K is too casual. It's something you only use with friends, okay? Yeah. Okay. No, even in relation, I just feel like, do you guys like when people kind of like chatting? It's like, okay, for me, there's lots of abbreviations that I'm just like, you know what? Just type the whole thing. Yeah, but then, like, Yeah, but anyway, let me see if there's another silly one. What food would you defend even though everyone hates it? What food would you defend even though everyone hates it? Maize and beans. Githeri? Why? You think it's too healthy? And actually, we are supposed to be winding down, guys. So let me know. Actually, and also I will be streaming tonight, 10 p.m. Kenyan time. 10 p.m. Kenyan time. I don't know what time it will be where you are at, but yeah, you can check me out. What what food would you defend even though everyone hates it? Pork chops? Ooh, who hates? I don't know people who hate pork chops. Okay, I said the other day is like I just don't cook pork because I feel like it smells bad. But the pork chops, I think when it comes to pig, that's the only thing that I'm like, yay! Yeah, but I just don't cook pork, but pork chops. Mm, I think pork chops are really nice. They get me drooling. A lot of people hate pork. Okay. Yeah, maybe for religious reasons also. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're going now. Okay, see you. Uh, bye bye. Tumefika says pilau. Yeah, also pilau. Yeah, the dirty rice. We call dirty rice pilau here. Yeah, dirty rice. I also like dirty rice. Matt says lima bean spirit. Most people hate lima beans. I love them. I've never heard about them. What are they? Like okay, okay, they are lima beans, but what are they in real sense? Oh, you call it pilaf? Pilaf, that is rice. We call it pilau in Swahili. P-I-L. Oh, I think tumefika typed. Yeah, I think it's a nice dish. God, I can't wait to get back to eating the things that I used to. Really nice, really nice, really nice. Uh, maybe I think ugali. Ugali. Have you guys ever tasted ugali? Maybe not. Yeah, ugali is like something like a paste made from corn flour, but not the yellow corn, white maize. Me too, I love pilaf. Okay, how do you make it out there? Because I think maybe we might be talking about different things. Um, and you're ending the live stream. Of course, I'm gonna be streaming 10 p.m. But if you're subscribed, you'll get notified when I go live. But all is to say that like I have so much fun on the live streams. So I think I've made this channel to like be a place where I kind of feel like I talk to friends. You know, like you guys have friends in real life. It's rice. Okay. Yeah, out here it's rice with lots of spices and beef. It could be, yeah, and beef, lots of it. Yeah, we also have another dish. It's a Swahili dish called biryani. B Biry A N I. Biryani is really nice also. Bunch of spices and also food color. You can put food color for different colors. So it's also really nice, I think. But it's a Swahili dish mostly. Okay. But anyway, you're gonna end the live stream, guys. I have had so much fun. I think honestly this didn't feel like my usual live stream because of course we go deep here. I have a bunch of questions, but anyway, I did enjoy hanging out with you guys. I'm gonna see you guys later on today, 10 p.m. Mark your whatever. String beans. String beans, mbazi, mamstrungi. I don't know what mbazi is, but string beans, I don't even know what string. I know French beans and French peas. I don't know what string beans are. What are string beans? breadcrumbs. Oh, mandazi. Yes, 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 mandazi. Okay, thank you guys. Hope you will continue to play my videos, guys. I would appreciate that. And thank you for everybody who is supporting by watching. So I'll see you guys later on tonight, 10 p.m. Kenyan time. Okay, bye bye. Hopefully nobody is typing anything. But if you're typing, leave a comment on the video. Pole nimechelewa. Okay, ni sawa. I see you tonight. And actually, welcome to the channel, Brian. I think this is your first time on here. Hopefully you had a nice hangout. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed hanging out. Maybe I must see you around. Okay, bye bye.